and welcome to a special edition of the Capes and Commentaries podcast. I don't know what number it is, and we're doing this kind of off schedule, so to me, that's special in my eyes.
You never know what number it is. It's 32.
32. There we go. 32. It's a special time, special number, special occasion, because we are celebrating a movie that means a great deal to me and Nathan, and will continue to mean a great deal to us, and hopefully it has a special place in your hearts as well. The live-action 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live-action film. And this is something that's been a long time coming for us. And we've done a discussion about it, but not having a motto to screw up our rapport here.
Oh, he never screws it up. What are you talking about? It gives us an opportunity to watch the film together, probably dissect it, bring up things that we forgot to even mention when we were doing the discussion on the podcast.
Yeah, because I felt like, we had a really good discussion with all three of us, but like always, you kind of feel like you missed certain points that weren't or should have been, mentioned or something like that too. And, obviously we'll touch on the, our experience with the film and why it's meant so much to us and why it's resonated with not just us, but everybody in general, because the film continues to be celebrated with merchandise and large NECA figures and T-shirts and all kinds of wide assortments that people just love that rendition of the Turtles. And to me, it's the best period. I mean, even over the 1990s or 1980s, 90s cartoon and anything else that's come before or since. I just think that's the best version of Turtles, period.
I would partially agree with that. I know some people would probably burn me at the stake for saying this, but I would give credit to the 2012 cartoon that came out. It started off really strong. Granted, towards the end, it sort of lost its luster and its direction and where it wanted to go. But I would say the original cartoon, this film, and that 2012 animated series by far are the three best versions of Turtles. Forget about your Bay Turtles.
They don't exist in my eyes. So
Secret of the Ooze, I give props to, but compared to this, definitely lacking. Plus, the Turtles don't get to use their weapons, and because parents threw a fit. But this is, I wish 5 or 6 year old me could come back and do this, because then I wouldn't even have to watch it. I would just recite the entire film.
I can too.
Well, I'm sure you still can. I no longer can, but when I was younger, I was definitely able to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I still can quote the hell of it, just like with many other films that mean a lot to me. And I know, Nathan, you saw this in theaters. Was this around opening weekend, or was it?
I honestly don't remember. My parents were just like, "Hey, we're going to take you to see Turtles," and went to the mall movie theater. I want to say that may have been the first time I went to that particular theater to watch a movie. I think I might be wrong on that one, but I remember, from what I do remember, there were obviously tons of kids in there, and I just remember being like really quiet, but because I wanted to really pay attention to every little thing that was going on, and because I wasn't one of those kids that was just rambunctious in the theater. Like I when I went to the movies, I sat there and watched it and paid attention. I wish more parents instilled that into their kids when it comes to movie viewing experiences. Now it's just let them run around. Who cares?
Yeah, and I don't, I've been to several movies in recent years where the kids, they may like superheroes or whatever, but you can't get them to shut up, which tells me they're not as interested in watching it as we would have been. Like to see this, Batman 89, and various other films that came out at that time. You go and you shut up because you are fixated on you, like you couldn't wait to see this film, whether you were 5, 6, 4 years old. I mean, when I saw Ghostbusters 2, Batman, this, I was quiet and I sat and watched and didn't say a single word other than just going through my mind, like the excitement of seeing Casey Jones, which I had no idea he was in the film because he wasn't in any of the trailers. So when he drops down to take out the two thieves, it was, I went with, my arch enemy, Jason Queen and Justin Twine for a birthday party. And that was the big thing. Like we got to my house, exchanged guests, and my mom took us to the mall, the same mall that Nathan saw it.
You never know. We could have been in the same showing and everything.
We could have been, because the movie came out at the tail end of March. My birthday was April 5th, and we went that Saturday after April 5th, which would have been
I would imagine my parents would have taken me after the fact.
Yeah.
I just always imagine that's what they did. Because even back then, as a kid, I honestly didn't go to the movie theater that often because they didn't, it was kind of picky and choosy. And then, for every Turtles, I had a Look Who's Talking. So,
well, I mean, the hype around it too. Like I'm not quite sure what it was that told me about it. Was the trailers or trading cards? Because I was big into seeing the commercials. I remember seeing certain shots that were in the trailers on TV, getting the trading cards. I had a live action storybook that my brother just took upon himself to take a pen and just draw in it because he felt that this was a fun thing to do. Not to be malicious, but I remember just ready to strangle him after that.
Don't blame me there. Ooh.
Yeah, and it was the storybook that had like shots of the film with the green border and the kind of one of those promotional pictures of like Leo holding the swords out, Don's got his staff out. And it was just telling the story of the movie in a children's book. And I how kids are, they just like to draw on random stuff. He wasn't being malicious about it. He just didn't know what he was doing. And it was at my mama's house too. And I was just ready to kill him over that one. But,
speaking of something that you want to kill me for, we got to toss this out really quick. I let Tyler know that I played Peacekeepers on the channel because he's been like, hey man, this game's cool, it's fun. Brother and I rented it all the time. We loved it. I played it. That game sucks. That game's bad, dude. That game it's trash. The chat even agreed with me. It's just not good.
Well, I like to agree with you and Joe because it makes him feel good inside, because I'm the hard edge grump. I'm the guy that disagrees about everything. So therefore, they want to disagree with me because I'm poking the bear. And
no, it just doesn't control well. Doesn't play well. Just not a good game. Not a good game.
Me and my brother both beat that game as kids, loved it, and played it multiple times. You guys play it because this game's hard, man. It's hard. It sucks.
No, it's not. It's not a. I guess not a hard game per se, but just not control is poor. But hello to Graham 2 and Feldman that are joining us live.
Thank you for joining us, guys. Hopefully you're ready to go down memory lane with us on this particular commentary, and we got a lot to share on this from terms of tone, acting, dialogue, just why this is the best of the best. And it's a shame that for a movie that was coming off a property that was very kid friendly, you get a very serious tone action film for kids. That why can't Marvel movies be like this? Why can't DC movies be like this? It's a great balancing act of some lightheartedness, but when it's time to get serious, we're serious with the music, the lighting, the situations that we find the Turtles in, and April and Casey and everybody. Like it takes itself seriously.
I kind of feel like if we were 5 or 6, kind of in the middle of the Marvel movies coming out, I don't know. I think our opinions on them would be a little different than what they are. I think we would appreciate those a little more if we were younger.
Well, see, here's a prime example of a counter argument to that. That Secret of the Ooze I thought was absolutely wonderful as a child.
Yeah,
it does not hold up because it doesn't take it. It's because they tried to brighten it up and they listened to all those bitching parents back then. So parents got to ruin everything because they don't want to let their kids just enjoy something. It's not like Leo and Raph were impaling foot soldiers with their weapons or anything like that. It was just, God, man, it just and I didn't really know about that until I knew that there was a bit of a backlash of like the film being looked upon as violent, but I didn't realize that parents were bitching about weapons and everything. So, and I didn't really notice it as a kid until I got older. But
I was oblivious to all of it.
Yeah,
I didn't care. I was just like, more Turtles, please.
Yeah, that's how it was too, and I loved it. But as an adult, no, Secret of the Ooze, it's a fun, nostalgic film, but it does not compare to the glory of the first film. In Part 3, yes, it pales in comparison to Secret of the Ooze. It's strictly a nostalgia film. I had fun watching it as a kid. Saw all 3 of them in theaters. And that's really about it. That's why I feel like, you you may love the Marvel films as a kid, but as you go back and look at certain ones, earlier Marvel films, those hold up a lot better than the stuff we've gotten in recent years because the tone is just all over the place. The trailers had you believe that it's a lot more serious and epic, and it's not. The Turtles trailers make it look like it's a little bit more lighthearted, but when you watch the film itself, it's not a lighthearted film. You're dealing with a lot of emotion in the film, especially from Raphael and Leonardo's point of view. The disappearance of Splinter and everything. The music, John Dupres's score, God does not get enough credit for this movie. It really helps sell the sadness in the film, the fear and turmoil the Turtles go through. And to a testament to Judith Hoag and Elias Koteas to play April and Casey, they help sell the believability of the Turtles too. So let's crack this thing open and head back to the sewers, dude.
Okay, give me the countdown and we'll get going.
All right, 3, 2, 1, turtle power. All right, here we are at the New York skyline. This, along with Ghostbusters, is definitely my first introduction to New York City because I think because of those two films, I look at New York as such an impactful city that I've yet to visit and hope to one day.
I don't know if I would honestly want to go. Maybe during a time when it wouldn't be as busy and tourist heavy, but maybe that's kind of like never,
Yeah.
I feel like it's just always busy, but definitely this and Ghostbusters 2 also kind of like the Twin Towers, sort of like, you would always notice those in these films as a kid. So I don't know. Sometimes it is kind of awkward going back to some of the stuff with those shots, and you're just like, oh yeah, going back to a time when things weren't as nuts, I guess. Yeah, Danny, old Danny.
Yeah, which I thankfully that could have been a character that could have really set the film off track, even watching as an adult. But fortunately, he's not played as any. I mean, he stays true to the tone and what the story's trying to tell you as well. So I'm glad that it doesn't take away from anything. I remember that shot of the foot soldier's hand taking the wallet away. I used to think, is that Shredder? I was just so excited to see Shredder, and just. I like this as a great introduction to setting up the crime in New York, which, to a kid, you're not aware of it. You just see the severity of it with all these teenagers stealing stuff. And it's a realistic storyline too. All of this, of how the Foot are infiltrating New York and taking advantage of teens, and promising them, hey, you can hang out, drink, smoke cigarettes, play cards, and we'll
play. Yes, do your skateboarding, play your arcade machines.
Yeah.
And the narc machines down there.
The narc machine. Yeah, probably for free too.
Yeah, well, maybe. I imagine they set those to free for you to play.
Yeah,
or free play as they call it.
There's Tatsu. All this, it just it
now,
doesn't seem
did Tatsu carry over through all three films, or was he just in? This and
the Secret of the Ooze, and that's it. And honestly, I like the idea of Shredder having a right hand like that. I mean, you'd see Han, excuse me, and the 2012, and having various human henchmen in different renditions. But I like Tatsu, and there's Judith Hoag looking hot as hell as April O'Neil. Man, I had such a crush on her too. I had a crush on a lot of women in these movies, but she was definitely up there.
Well, you'll finally get to tell her next July.
Yeah, and I will tell her. Next July, we're going to get to meet her in Raleigh, and I'm going to tell her how much of a crush I had on her. Oh, man, she was so hot. Her wearing the yellow jacket is a nice nod to the cartoon. I like how they know that this was going to be popular because of the cartoon and toys, and they threw in nods. But let's keep it serious. Let's go in tone of the early '80s comic book. So it was just so great that Steve Barron and the rest of the crew behind this really wanted to make a really good, serious turtle film. Oh man, here's Sam Rockwell.
Yeah. God, I mean it's kind of cool, Yeah, you just see like a prominent actor now in one of these little tiny roles,
but playing a punk and getting his ass kicked. This is such a great way of introducing the Turtles without even showing them. Like exactly what's going on right now. And as a kid, you're like, oh my God, they're kicking ass, man. This is so cool. And just took him out and tied him up instantly. And this, I mean, this is just beautiful. Like Raph's eyes just popping up to see the aftermath and realizing he left the side.
Oh, man. Damn.
And that was another thing. The attitude of Raph saying damn multiple times in this film was just, oh, man, he's mad. You know, because when you're 5 years old, 6-year-old seeing this, you know, you're taught to not cuss. So when you see someone you like cussing, it adds an extra level of maturity to it. Damn.
So that's already 2 dams. We got about 8 more to go.
Yeah. So cool. And this music, it's very similar to what we're already used to. Like it's that's what makes it so cool. Is like it sounds, you know, like you get it. Like this John DePrez's score here, all this says Turtles. It's not the cartoon theme, but
it sounds like something that would emanate from the arcade machine.
Yeah, and you buy into it, and the silhouette. It's just the gradual build up. And then oh my God, and then here they are in all their glory. Man, it's just such great building up over and more and more. And the reveal just does not let you down.
And this was one of the last projects that Jim Henson was alive that he worked on, correct?
This, and there was another film that he was working on as well. I cannot remember what it was at the same time, but he was actually a part of this film. I think there's like kind of a back and forth between this and another film, because I think this came out last, but he was actually a more prominent part in another film. I forget what the other film is. I'm sure I'll be corrected.
I just remember specifically when he passed away, there was a lot of promotional material of him standing in the sewer with the 4 turtles and kind of like, you know, embracing them, hugging them and everything. But this begs the question still to this day with the Bay Turtles. It didn't have to be CG like this. And yes, granted, I know doing CG gives you more elaborate action scenes, but why not have them in suits like this? It just looks so much better.
Plus you actually see the contact. It doesn't look silly or hokey. And I mean, you buy into it because this is actually, you know, it's guys in suits, but, you know, with a crew like Jim Henson's crew putting this stuff together, it looks authentic. It looks like, you know, what they would look like if you were down in the sewers hanging out with these guys. And the lighting, too, adds a much more serious tone to this. Like, Mike over there with the phone book, and here's Splinter, Kevin Clash, the voice of Elmo, doing this. Arguably, the man's best work ever will never be topped. I don't care how much money he's made with Elmo. His Splinter is about as believable as it gets. And see these moments, Raph and Don like punching each other, like it's good, like brother stuff that you would see. You know, I mean, all this, what we're seeing here really builds up what kind of family that the Turtles are. Within just this movie is less than an hour and a half, and we're given so much like backstory in this sequence already. Like this was their first outing. Mikey over there goofing off, ordering a pizza. Just all of this tells you everything you need to know. You know, because both my parents loved this film. They thought it was a really good film, and to me that was a compliment to something that you like. Your parents enjoyed it.
My parents liked it, but I think they got really sick of it because I just kept watching it over and over again.
I don't know if
clock's ticking, dude.
They can't help but laugh. Yeah, I've never once heard my parents utter anything negative about it. My brother watched the hell out of the VHS. I'll tell you that. But never heard it. But this is something even my dad was like, "Hey, let's watch Turtles." Like, man, really? Awesome. And that's like this whole sequence here. Like, it's broken up with some bits of lighthearted humor here. Them just saying, you know what, we're gonna celebrate because we just kicked ass.
Hey, no, look, man, they're shucking and jiving. I want you to be mad.
But you know what? I want you to be mad. I'm not going to be mad because you know what? It's not beating you over the head with it. Not to mention, it's broken up. Splinter's like they're being goofs, and Raph's like, you know what?
Well, yeah, here's the counterbalance to this. You know, they're having a good time, but Raph's like, all right, you know what? I got shit to do. See ya.
Yeah, I need some time to myself. You know. And it makes sense. And plus, to have elements of the cartoon thrown in, it makes perfect sense. But then we're right back to things being serious. Because it's not throughout the entire damn film. It's broken up. It's salted. It's sprinkled in. It's like a wonderful pizza with some proper seasoning or toppings on there. It's not,
I kind of wonder how tough that was to do skateboard in that suit.
God, I can't imagine. Everything had been tough in those suits. But
it's kind of funny how it's Domino's here and not Pizza, because Pizza Hut was like the main.
Yeah.
And
I've never understood that, and I'm sure there had to been, something thrown in, for the actual movie, but VHS release. I mean, because there's different deals. Because Family Home Entertainment, who was doing the cartoon VHS releases, they had the video release of this. So I'm sure Pizza Hut got in touch with them to get the Pizza Hut VHS release, whereas Domino's gets the theatrical release. So, and here's the actual stuntman who played Mikey right here, playing the Domino's guy, interacting with Mikey. What the heck is 122 and an eighth? You're standing on it, dude.
I mean, to be fair, Domino's is superior to Pizza Hut. So
the hell you say? Domino's is great. It's not better than Pizza Hut, but it is great pizza.
Way better than Pizza Hut. Not as greasy. Now, if you want stuffed crust, Pizza Hut's the way to go. But anything else?
Pizza.
And pineapple on pizza is fine. I don't care what anyone says.
I don't have the heart to try that, and I like pineapple though.
It's good, man. Ham and pineapple pizza.
I miss the classic Domino's outfits though.
I do too. And the Noid.
Yes, I wish they would bring the Noid back.
I'm surprised they haven't. Just for nostalgia's sake.
I'm sure there's some PC vagina is going to decide, oh, this is insensitive to crazy people or something like that.
What?
I don't know. Just some sort of
God.
Because I actually think there was an article about them suggested bringing the Noid back, but someone threw a fit about. I could have sworn within the last year or so there was an article about trying to bring the Noid back. Here we go.
Arguably one of the best parts of the film.
Yeah, without a doubt. I love seeing this. So cool. That wall's been used in so many films like Ghostbusters. Oh my God, here we go. This is where I almost jumped out of my seat in the theater. Oh God! I want to NECA figure him so bad.
Maybe one day. Hey, we can get Joe. We can get Joe to customize one.
Yeah, and don't make him a Smurf either.
Link down below in the description. Hit Joe up for a customized figure. Buy his t-shirt.
Elias Koteas. And I love how authentic they made his suit with the sweatpants, the jean vest, just the disgruntled, grunge look.
Good head of hair too. It's kind of a shame that as he's gotten older,
hair.
that's all gone now.
Yep. But again, can you name another better rendition of Casey Jones than Elias's version here? Nope, you can't. I challenge anybody. Just such a classic.
Tell me you didn't pay money for this. And Jose Canseco, still prominent in the baseball world at the time this movie came out.
Very prominent, yeah. Oh, hey, punkers. Josh Pais, I think it's you pronounce the guy who played Raph's voice. I believe he did some work in the suit as well too. Does such a great, kind of Brooklyn accent for Raph.
Oh, Whipper, and he actually is also the passenger in the cab when he rolls on there. What the heck was that?
You're going to LaGuardia, right? Very distinct voice. I mean, I love how all the Turtles have such distinct voices. But Raph has got that kind of cliche Brooklyn accent. Cricket. I just want to quote the hell out of this movie here.
Yeah. I always wanted a cricket bat, honestly. I think they look cool.
Yeah, well, because of Casey Jones using it too. Like, I have no intention of actually playing cricket, but I like to walk around with a golf bag full of, sports equipment to beat the hell out of people with. So long, freak. I'll go around down to Biscuit Park trying to stop crime. Be awesome.
Get back here. I'm not finished with you. Damn.
So long, freak. I got work to do. So cool. Just building up this feud between these two.
Yeah, here's the voice.
Yeah. Here's Josh.
If you couldn't tell, anyway.
Yeah. That's a fun little cameo. Oh, man, see, this has got maturity written all over it. Go to hell, Michael Bay.
I mean, he didn't direct them. He only produced them.
Well, his fingerprints are all over it. And everybody else that was involved in it. And this is the kind of emotion. I have not seen this film. I'm not going to. But I know Nathan was a drunken fool when he watched the two Bay films. And I'm sure he can at least remember, you're not going to get a scene with the kind of emotion we're dealing with right now with Splinter talking to Raph about his anger problems.
No. No.
Yeah.
I still can't get over the fact in the Bay films that it was the turtles were April's pets. Yeah, it's just whatever.
I learned from a damn book.
I mean, I guess credit where just to get. I don't know if they try to do something, but it just totally backfired. But anytime they do this, and especially towards the end when they manage to, just make it look like they're upset and they're crying, like the animatronic work, and it's
the proper lighting, the camera work here. I mean, you're Splinter's a puppet here, and where's you got the guy in the suit with Raph, and to buy every bit of this. That this puppet is alive and is the master of the turtles that taught them everything, and their
lost
father.
art, man. Other than Sesame Street, and they brought the Muppets back, but you just don't get this kind of stuff anymore.
No, because the people don't want to actually get off their ass and put in some actually legitimate hard hands-on work to make this stuff believe with the proper lighting, the puppetry, the music.
No, just do it in a computer. It'll be fine.
Yeah. It'd be great. Kids won't know the difference because they're just mindless meat with eyes. Kids only know what they're taught. And if you show them more quality stuff like this, I think they have a better appreciation. Like, you know what? I'm not selling for any of this garbage they keep throwing at us. Why can't we have more quality entertainment like our parents did?
I mean, good on some of our listeners out there who make it a fact to let us know, hey, we're showing our kids.
Good. That's what we need. We need more parents to take time to show their kids the quality stuff instead of just show them the latest,
don't set them in front of the TV and just like put in one of those new movies. Just I don't know.
Yeah, and drop a cell phone in their hands so they'll shut up. Take time to show them some film with some grit, some maturity. But you know what? It's perfectly safe and fine. Plus,
thoughts on Danny? We pretty much kind of established that he's kind of expendable in this film, right? Like, yes, he serves a purpose in the greater scheme of things, but I feel like
the connection between. Well, I mean, he does serve a purpose because he makes the connection between the Foot and the Turtles.
Yeah,
it's a redemption story for him, and and he doesn't take anything away when he is there. You don't feel like,
but he kind of sucks.
Well, he's a troubled kid, and
is he on your tank top?
No.
Oh.
Nope.
What a wasted opportunity.
Hey, I'm sure we could put something together.
I mean,
get on that. But go to Joe's Customs for a Danny t-shirt.
Yeah, he is on this poster.
He's on the poster. I always thought this was because you found the Turtles so relatable too on so many levels because you wanted to be him. But the fact they had a crush on her too, like man, you just want to kiss the TV screen just like Mikey did. And here, yes, this is how you introduce a villain. Sitting in silence, watching the news broadcast. Oh, so cool. This, people, is how you work a villain into your movie. Seeing the shot of just Raph in his right hand just flicking the sigh around like, you know what? I'm going to go out and pay Miss O'Neill a visit. Man. I wonder if Judith Hoag will dress up like this for RaleighCon. Be awesome.
Hey, can you look exactly like you did in 1990 or 1989 when you
just wear the same outfit? All the like the brown stockings and heels, the brown skirt and everything. I mean, seeing moments like this too, like the importance of April's role in this. Like she's done her homework and realized there's something else going on. and the police chief is being made a fool of like that because he doesn't want to, believe that the news reporter's got something he doesn't. I mean, it just solidifies her role in this, that she is a threat to the Foot because she's making noise. I just seeing the Turtles in trench coat in the live action film too. That was just such a wonderful nod because we'd seen that in the cartoons as well. Just all the attention to detail.
Yeah, and we get another interaction here with Foot, Miss O'Neill.
Yeah, which was so exciting to see this as a kid.
But also too, why would I'm still not buying she would be the only one down there. New York's just there's too many people. There's no way. But that's just me being like, aha, but no.
Well, you know what? It would take away the severity of the scene.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, realistically, Miss O'Neill.
My dad right now. You need to shut up. My dad would say stuff like that.
Would he?
Just trying to find realism.
Yeah, but also look at just what happened there. Just the smack to her.
Smacking a woman in a children's film. You're not going to get that today, people. But you know what? She's not backing down from this.
Oh, and now she gets punched.
Yeah, they just punch her clear, and here comes Rat to kick all her. This is an awesome shot. Takes them all out within seconds.
I feel like that would be me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I always related to him like that. I was just like, yeah, he's just this ball of anger and energy. Yeah.
And this is so cool too to think the Foot, like, they don't know what that was, but they're going to send someone to follow them, like not under Shredder's orders, on their own orders, like showing like we just got to ask it, what the hell is that? It just kind of shows that alpha attitude that they just got their ass kicked and they want to find out what that was and report it back. Almost as if like too, maybe they're aware that, hey, some of our boys that were pickpocketing and stealing, they got arrested. Who did it? And all the authenticity of their sewer layer, all the garbage, like the thrown away couch, all this stuff. I mean, all this detail just looks so good. The coloring, it looks dark and dirty.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with it all being dark and dirty. It kind of like makes their headbands pop a little more too, with in the way that they're lit. So, yeah, it's definitely the props to the set designers for making sure that this looked really good.
Everything, like the foot soldiers look so menacing, like you can barely see their eyes. But I just like that they have that kind of faceless look, as they should. It's. I remember when Judith Hoag said that she was doing this scene, she had a hard time getting the screen down, and then she saw Jim Henson show up on set, which helped her deliver that screen because she was such a Sesame Street fan.
I'm dead.
Yeah. And that's something I really want to ask her is, as an actress working with a puppet and trying to really sell the believability that what you're dealing with, and that's what helps actually having things to work with on set as opposed to talking to a tennis ball on a stick.
Yeah. Hey, look at this. You're supposed to be looking out in it, but it's just like a fucking green screen. It's like, wow, that's got to be tough. That part of it does have to be tough, though.
Yeah, which is why you get, white bread performances in the Star Wars prequels, because George Lucas, sits in his chair, drinks his coffee, pretend you're looking at something, big and green and nasty. Okay, action. And just all the men, like Raph back there, like he looks nervous and kind of, just as scared as she does, and like just the look of fear and disbelief in Judith's eyes as she's selling this scene.
I remember just always listening to this part on the soundtrack all the time.
All the music?
Yeah. Well, just like this, because they have this whole part on the soundtrack of him telling the story.
Oh, that's awesome. I only owned the Turtles 3 soundtrack. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I had the first Turtles soundtrack on cassette. I would listen to it on my Kool-Aid Man cassette player that we got when you mail in the little clip-offs off the back of the Kool-Aid packets. if that explains how much Kool-Aid I drank as a kid, I had enough points to get that and Dr. Mario when they put that in
Oh
the.
man, now
Yeah.
that's some devotion to Kool-Aid.
Yeah, right. Either that, or my mom was like, "It's cheap, and we just add water to it."
Well, we drank a lot of it too. We never saved the points though.
I'm telling you, a lot of good shit in there.
I want to get these NECA figurines of them as babies.
Yeah, well, because they come with little pizza boxes, which will go really well with the 6-inch turtles that are releasing GameStop exclusive.
Yes, which we both have pre-ordered.
Can't wait for those to come in.
Me too. And the box set of the 4 turtles is only $50 too, so I definitely need to get that. I might treat myself to something like that. I like this introduction of all the turtles. Raph picking his teeth with his side.
Oh,
I mean, and this, I love how they just, you never feel like the source material is talking down to you. You just really feel like anybody of any age could enjoy this film.
Feldman says that explains quite a few things with how much Kool-Aid I drink. Yeah, probably. Makes sense.
I have no idea what that means, but all right.
The chemicals in the Kool-Aid, man.
Oh, so you're saying you've been poisoned, so to speak?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. It could go a variety of directions. But I mean, just
I love how this movie really hammers into pizza, because at this time when this film came out, like this is when really pizza was a big deal to me as a kid. It was like the greatest food on the planet, and to see it used so prominently with Turtles. With advertising, the movie, the cartoon. I mean, it was. I've often wondered, like, if the pizza business really boomed a lot.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it did
because of Turtles.
I mean, pizza is still one of the greatest foods.
Yeah, in my opinion, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I probably eat pizza at least once a week because it's quick.
I had no idea any of who his impressions were as a kid.
Really?
No, I had no idea his Rocky impression and James Cagney, none of that stuff. I was kind of like with Raph. I was like, shut up, Mikey. That was kind of my attitude as a kid, because I was pro Raph for quite a while, and then I became the Leo fan that I am today. Which kind of bummed me as a kid with Raph gets, he takes on the foot, but then he's taken out of the film for a while. So I was kind of bummed about that as a kid for a while.
Yeah, I always hated that too.
Yeah. But as an adult, like, I appreciate that. I mean, in the comics, it's Leo that gets taken out, and it's the other 3 that are left to get them out of New York with April and head to the farm. But I like the change of pace, though. I think it's pretty interesting. And it makes sense for the story. Like, Raph gets pissed and leaves, whereas in the comics, Leo's out training in the snow and gets ambushed by the Foot, which would be a cool sequence to see, though. Leo fighting the Foot in the snow in New York.
Oh, got a couple more people popping in. We got JSP and Delva78. Thanks, guys, for joining us on this Turtles commentary.
Absolutely. And this was really sad to me to see as a kid. Like, in my eyes, like, you just didn't know what happened. Because is he hurt? Is he dead? And it just felt so scared when I saw this as a kid. And the light, like, you don't see Raph's eyes in this, like the shadow covered, it just looks sadness and anger, and the camera spinning around. Like, God, it's great. And just loving how just quick glimpse to see New York. They just like, you know what? I've seen it. All you can do is shake your head because you live in New York. You've seen everything. Mikey, man, the Don.
Yeah, I think Mikey had the most sympathetic, like, just sad face.
He did, yeah.
Everybody.
I mean, Don looked he was just practically crying there, and Raph standing in the back, and Leo's trying his best to hold it together. And I like moments like this too, when you got Chief Stern, dealing with the epidemic of these teen crimes that are going on. And Mikey's got a stuffed panda there that he grabbed. And this is a scene, too, that really could have been dumbed down. And it's not. You know, her trying to hide the turtles from her boss here the whole time. I went to school with a guy that reminded me of Danny.
Huh?
I went to school. Actually, he was in high school with us, too. Randall Bishop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And we were, because I was in elementary school with him. I always thought he looked like Danny, even though he had brown hair. He was a Turtles fan, too.
And obviously a punker. He's wearing a Sid Vicious t-shirt.
Mikey's not concerned.
Kind of bathroom? Like, what is that on her curtains right there?
I was looking at that myself. I didn't catch it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, ducks with umbrellas and raincoats.
From a distance, I don't know. It's like, I see the feet now, but at first I was like, what the hell? Just gonna go steal some more shit.
Yep. And seeing this, that April's going through her own issues as well because of how good of a reporter she is. Like she's got a lot on her plate right now. Yeah, I mean, moments like this, it's not a long scene, but it's also setting up, this father-son relationship. I mean, like I said, it's done with a lot of sincerity. It doesn't take anything away from the film, and it's not focused on too much. It's just an extra topping on this pizza. It really is. I keep it all engrossed here. And here we go. I always enjoyed this sequence, too, because as a kid, I thought, this looks like a blast.
Yeah, the song. I love all these, like, obviously they're 90 as fuck songs, but I mean, it's just got a good jam to it, especially 9.95 that we get at the end. Yeah.
All of this. And from the arcade games, I was fascinated with that. The kids just hanging out, listening to music, dancing, just having a good time.
Yeah, there's that
playing
Narc machine.
Guy with some mohawks playing.
Yeah, playing his bass guitar right there.
They're playing roulette. Like these teenage kids playing roulette, and it doesn't look silly. Like it just
gambling, but there's some cigarettes right there.
Yeah.
Cartons of cigarettes. But no, like that little skate park area is pretty badass.
Yeah, all of this. And like all these guys are just looking to look, and Sam Rockwell's son will like, you can do anything here. All you gotta do is just steal stuff and do what they tell you. Do whatever you want. Regular or menthol.
I wonder how old. Well, I have to look up how old. Actually, I'm going to do it now. Let's see how old he was when he was doing this.
I imagine he probably had to have been a late teen, probably 18, 19 years old when he did this.
Oh.
And I was...
No, I was just going to say, it's kind of weird. Like, he's playing President Bush in that Vice movie that's coming out.
Oh,
so it's just strange. All right,
Dick Cheney anyway.
I don't know. I think it'd be an interesting piece. Born in 1968, so he was 21.
21. Wow. Well, and all this, like, it's a pretty interesting idea of how they attract, young recruits to the foot by spoiling to death and then realizing, we'll train you to be one of our warriors. I mean, it just sounds like it aspires to what young, impressionable boys and girls would be interested in.
You think you would have? You think you would have joined up? I think you were too good of a kid. I think you.
Yeah, I think
I wouldn't have done it either.
Yeah, I had too good of a conscience to it because I always knew that stealing was wrong and all that stuff. So I wouldn't have had I'd have been a turtle through and through. And drinking and smoking cigarettes was definitely nothing I was ever interested in. They would have got me on playing arcade games all you want. That's the only thing I would have been sold on. And here we are. Oh my God!
Also, probably one of the best pieces of music.
Yes, the Shredder's Suite. I believe it's what it's called. The piece of music.
Yeah.
Seeing this in the theater as a kid, and you knew when the shadow comes into frame that Shredder's coming. I mean, it's God Almighty, man! And how big his helmet was. The panning shot here.
All right, Nick, hurry up and get that Shredder figure out there.
Yes, you have my money. I'll do it if I'll whatever I got to do, that figure will be on my shelf. I will be poor more or something. Whatever I got to do.
He'll whore himself out.
I will whore myself out on the street corner, whatever I got to do. If I could use Kool-Aid points and drink a lot of Kool-Aid, so, by God, so be it. I'm going to own that Shredder figure.
What if they were like, all right, you got to watch a marathon of Chris Pratt films? You would do it.
To get the Shredder figure with no money?
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, I would sit to whatever Chris Pratt hogwash they could throw at me to get a guaranteed Shredder figure. Absolutely. Because it would be well worth the punishment. Yeah, just this taking time to induct a new member to the Foot Clan. And in front and making sure all the kids see this, the importance of this, that one day this could be you. And just the lighting around Shredder, and he doesn't say much until the inauguration starts. And all the kids are just so fixated on it.
Well, except for Sam Rockwell, he's just kind of staring onto the ground right there. Has he talked about being in Turtles at all?
I've never looked at interviews, but I'm sure he's been asked about it. How could he not be? I just kind of feel like this film has taken on life of its own after all these years. If you were a part of it, how could you not be proud of it? Because it's not a film. I remember Judith Hoag said she was ashamed to admit it when she was filming it, because she told Robin Williams because she was on Cadillac Man with him, and she embarrassedly told him what she was working on. He got super pumped to find out she was working on Turtles. Like, he couldn't believe it.
Well, Robin Williams was just sort of like a big kid.
Yeah, and he read the comics too, apparently, as well. So he was super excited for it and take his kids. So,
and I mean, he played a lot of video games too. I mean, named his daughter after one of his favorite games. So that's a damn shame too.
Yeah.
But it's going to be nice to talk to her. What are there any other questions that you kind of have started to formulate in your brain that you want to ask her?
Yeah, I definitely would love to ask her about working with the puppets and suits and how long it took her to really get into the character and buy the believability that what you're dealing with is not just a puppet, but it's a ninja master that's a rat, and dealing with the Turtles who don't have their actual voices, they're added in post. Dealing with, can you work off the voices that are coming out of the suits, or is there someone reading off screen their lines to help sell it more? I mean, she's got a lot to carry in this film. She really does. So I have a lot of behind the scenes stuff I would love to ask her about.
And I think we could follow up with her initial embarrassment about it. When was maybe she already mentioned it in this, but when was the exact moment that she kind of turned around on the whole thing and totally embraced it?
Yeah, I'd imagine probably when the film opened up, because the film was the #1 highest grossing independent film of all time when it came out.
Did it hold that up until Blair Witch Project?
I think it was a major title holder for quite a while. Blair Witch came in and took it. I think My Big Fat Greek Wedding took it, but it definitely was a #1 spot holder for a while when it came out, which I was so proud of it.
Fedmon was asking if you think it would be a possibility that we could get Judith on the podcast for an interview. That would be amazing.
I sent her a message before we started Beyond Retro. I never heard anything back because I was trying to get stuff lined up, and it's stressing trying to get guests because you don't know if they're going to be rude to you or just ignore you, and it's. God, I know we can make it worth our while, but, because we're not professional podcasters or anything like that. We're just amateurs doing this for fun. It'd be hard to get any of these people that have been in these, high-class films like this.
But anytime there has been a guest that's joined us on any of the shows, they've always really seemed to, anyway, have enjoyed their time on here immensely.
Yeah. It's trying to convince them that we're not a couple of putzes doing this, that we actually have stuff to say. We could put people who do this as a profession to shame, because they don't ask anything good. We don't need you. Remember that being in the trailer?
Yeah, there's that's an exact rendition of Tyler and I having an argument.
Pretty much. And this is Nathan. Any day of the week, Nathan's off somewhere just kicking and punching and stuff.
Yeah.
This is like a typical Monday. Nathan hits me up, and he's just pretty much, sending me videos of him doing
Dude,
this.
I miss Gatorade being in the glass bottles.
Yeah.
I really do.
I remember this, when me and my dad watched this together the last time. He noticed about the Gatorade in the glass. It's just a fun little nod to see that Gatorade was sold in glasses at one point. That was the only way you could get it.
Felt like it just tasted better. Because honestly, I feel like the plastic kind of messes with stuff when temperature changes.
Like Coke products too. Like people like it either out of a fountain or in a bottle, glass bottle. Because plastic and aluminum cans tend to take away the taste after a while, to a certain extent. And just seeing the Turtles here being kids, enjoying cartoons. And I watched Rocky and Bullwinkle as a kid too. So I thought, hey, they're watching Aesop Fables.
I only watched Rocky and Bullwinkle when I was sick because it came on so early in the morning.
Well, I watched it because it was on TV. My favorite part was Aesop Fables. I really didn't care about the whole Rocky Bullwinkle stuff, but it was there and I watched it.
Yeah, see, that's totally Tyler right there, being all polite, like with his hands, like, hey,
yeah, that's me.
Yeah, it's totally you.
Yeah. Taking things to heart, trying to do the right thing, and then Nathan gets just pissed off about everything.
Yep.
Yeah, so I am the Leo, he is the Raph, and Joe's Mikey because he eats everything.
But then it's the opposite on the show because you're the cranky fuck, and I'm the easygoing guy.
Yeah, but in real life, yes, I'm definitely Leo. Nathan's definitely Raph, but I also say Raph is a bit of Don too because Nathan's the tech savvy guy too.
Which they don't really establish that too much in here.
Not in this. It's only when they're playing Trivial Pursuit and he knows the answer to the question War and Peace, which tells me that Don does read books, and War and Peace is a big piece of literature. So that's kind of the one sequence or one scene that you get that acknowledges that he's a bit of the brain of the group. You get more of it in the sequel.
It just makes me think of when we were talking to Robbie London, and he was talking about To Kill a Mockingbird, and you're like, great film. And he's like, it's a better book. And it's just like, aha.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to read the book. I'll tell you that.
Tyler doesn't know how to read.
Hey, I've read books. Some of the stuff like Jaws, the book sucks compared to the movie. That's a prime example. No, movies are better than the books because I prefer movie. That's my preference of media is movies. And the fight sequence with Raph and the Foot Soldier is such a great, well choreographed action sequence as well, building up to just Raph being overwhelmed, just can't take them all out. Which kind of gives you an idea of what happened to Splinter. Splinter could have kicked all their asses, but I'm sure they don't go in with small numbers.
There's Joe playing a prank on Tyler.
Yep. I guess Don would kind of be an amalgam of all three of us, maybe.
Here we go.
Yep. Here it goes. I just get so excited watching all this stuff when things get serious. But even though I remember watching this one time when I was in my early 20s or late teens by myself, and the music that plays when Mikey grabs his nunchucks, my brother heard it and ran in. He's like, "You're watching Turtles, aren't you?" And that's all he heard was just the. Here we go. That I remember thinking it was so cool. My brother had watched it just as much as I did and picked up on what I was watching. And this is a fun sequence. Like, I don't see it as a mood killer. Like, they're sizing each other up. I just think it's fun, and that Don's just kind of sitting off to the side, like, we're so much better than you guys anyway. So, like, they're not impressed by anything these foot soldiers have to offer in terms of how alpha they are. So look at Don, just like oblivious. They don't care who has just ransacked the apartment. They're going to kick their ass. And using their weapons so prominently here.
That we get none of in Secret of the Ooze.
Nope. Except Mikey using sausage links instead of nunchucks. And when Leo uses his swords, he throws them into the ceiling. I think Donnie's the only one that uses his weapon. I remember this sequence being in the trailer as a kid when he spits water in one of the foot soldiers' faces. It's like, oh man, it's so cool. And the Wheel of Fortune shot it. I remember that being in the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of prominent shots in the TV spots as a kid.
Well, it was good. It was a good way to take the fun moments and like throw that out there. It's like really get the kids like, hey, it is like the cartoon a little bit, but then you go into it, it's like, oh wow, it's way more to it than I thought there would be. Yeah.
And it was smart to do that. I feel like if you make a movie that's going to appease to the children, but you make the parents happy too, why wouldn't you do that? Why does everything got to be strictly, dumbed down for children? Like why to think that children can appreciate, and not even if it was a film made for girls, like this is, girls did like Ninja Turtles. More prominently, it was more boys, of course, but girls did like it. But it's a film that it really feels like anybody can, and I keep saying that, but I just really appreciate that about this film, that it doesn't kind of keep its audience narrow. Like it's a broad audience that this film could be offered to.
Yeah.
Oh God. And I like that the tone in this fight is cut down a little bit, and then when Casey comes in, it's cranked up to 11 with the intensity and the music and the place catching on fire. I said Tatsu just observing how they fight.
Yeah, I like how he doesn't have to do much at all. He's just got the presence in his face alone.
Yeah, and just watching, because I'm sure being a master himself, he's like, what are these things? How do they know? They're fighting just like, what Shredder is taught.
And poor Raph has fallen twice now.
Yeah. Here we are. Oh gosh, and veined up forearm there with the hockey stick. Yeah. Look how menacing his mask is.
Yeah, I need to get the replica that Nick
me
put
too.
out of that.
Attack! Oh man, this is, to me, I got super pumped as a kid. I still do watching the sequence. Gives me goosebumps. Like seeing a foot soldier get caught on fire. Like,
yep, electrocuted, man.
Yeah,
he is dead.
Yep. It's saying that there are going to be casualties. Not shying away at all from the source material. See, now I just get to where I'm just watching the film. I'm not even saying anything. Because this is one so cool. It's probably in my top 2 moments of the film is this second fight, or the second rendition of the apartment fight when Casey joins in. I just think it's very, very dark and intense. And not dark in a Christopher Nolan Dark Knight Rises nonsense. It's dark in that it's taking itself seriously, but not like, oh man, we're all emo. Is that what they say about me? Shut up.
Yeah, it's weird to find the balance of appeasing to the parents and the kids enjoying it, and then I don't know. Like,
well, I mean, you look at how many films, and even Jim, and I've said it before on this podcast or one of them. Jim Henson has always said children need to experience fear, which when his films like Labyrinth and Dark Crystal don't shy away from, scary and fearful scenes. Like it's good. I'm glad I experienced that, as a kid. It's good. I mean, you don't want to watch anything too extreme. Like I'm Shredder ready to kick some ass. But and keeping Shredder's presence as serious as possible. Like he's not dumbed down at all. This guy comes in with like a bravado, like I'm gonna kill everybody in front of me, and just beating Splinter like that, like holding up his claw to him, and Splinter just sitting there taking it quietly. Oh man, he just always felt so bad for Splinter as a kid. God, it just pulls the heartstrings.
And that's why Danny's gonna help to get him out of there.
Yep.
After they have their conversation, of course.
Yeah.
But no, it's good that they minimized as well the presence of Shredder. That way, when he does pop up, it actually
means a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you are at full attention when he walks on the camera, and just man, the authenticity. Just, I mean, all this, and I know this foot soldier was supposed to die, the one that Tatsu just beats the hell out of, but I believe in like post production they threw in like a dialogue that says he'll be all right. Like this guy here was supposed to have been killed, which because right here, like he's out, and like the
he'll be all right in the coughing part was kind of added in after the fact.
Yeah, because I mean it looks like he's dead, and all these guys just saw one of their buddies die.
Yeah, and it kind of shows him in that shot of like, he's dead. You know, like the friend that was checking on him.
Yeah, and then Danny's saying like what he's joined up is something he's starting to question now, and then seeing that Splinter, and I like this that he has 2 meetings with Splinter, and this is a great sequence, you know. And this is all Kevin Clash's credit, like the puppet. Now, of course, everybody, Steve Barron, you know, but Kevin's work with the voice and the puppetry of working Splinter and making him, you know, you see the moisture on Splinter's face there, the fact that he's pretty much immobile.
Yeah, they just had to think, and how are we gonna light this? How are we gonna make this look? And every shot in here is just fantastic, really, like genuinely just great.
And you know, the actor playing Danny here, like he's selling, like, you know, you're an authority for what the hell do you know about me? You know, like a typical, you know it all teen, very, you know, delusioned.
I think like we all are, you know.
Yeah,
we all think that we know, especially when we're teenagers. We always think we're like, I mean, this is what I need to do. This is what's right, and most of the time it's. We don't know shit. We don't know.
Yeah, and Splinter's always right. We always needed a Splinter. And seeing that shot of Splinter loving it looked like he's starting to cry, and that music. God.
And this is honestly one of my favorite segments of the film when they get here to this farmhouse and just the interaction that they have with each other, and she's looking hot and. Yep. But I mean, the credit to Elias, man. He's a good looking dude too.
Yeah, he is. What
clearly said that, like going upstairs and banging some out while the turtles are asleep or, you know, training or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, he's in great shape. I mean, he looks like what Casey Jones should look. He's not, you know, he's just a very cut and just still wearing the sweatpants and the black shoes. I mean, I just love that he's
a bum with the heart of gold.
Yeah. And a lot of built up anger and is trying to do the right thing, but he's also a very good guy. And seeing this chemistry, like, because yes, you're ultimately going to see these two get together, but they do such a great job of them butting heads immediately. Now Donnie's just enjoying this. I do remember as a kid when they say it's kind of like Moonlighting, which I used to watch as a kid, and I always remember Bruce and Sybil Shepherd, you know, arguing.
They hated each other, man.
Yeah,
like in real life, they fucking hated each other, and that's the other thing, you know, like how difficult does that have to be if you're on a film or a TV show and you just don't like the person, but you got to be professional and do your job.
Yeah, and sometimes it works for scenes you play. You know, if you're dealing with genuine emotion, then it can help. And other times, I'm sure it makes it very uncomfortable for everybody on the crew, from people in craft services to the cinematographer to the director.
I think my dad got inspired by this part coming up where, you know, she's kind of illustrating each of the turtles interacting with the thing. When I got my tonsils taken out and I was in the hospital bed, my dad was there and he was drawing me as I was laying there. But I think he made me into a turtle. So he put like a turtle in the hospital bed and then gave it to me. I don't know. I'm sure that sketch is around somewhere. My dad could actually like really draw pretty well. I'm surprised he didn't like do that more often. I wish he had passed down those skills to me because I can't draw worth a shit.
I got addicted to drawing the turtles a lot because a cousin of mine had drawn Raph and put it on my great grandma's refrigerator, and I just became fixated on it because it looked so good. And after that, I was determined to draw turtles, and I did a terrible job, but I drew them so much. My drawing did get better in my teens, though, and then I kind of just quit. I actually did. I thought I drew pretty good, though, actually, but I kind of just gave it up.
Nah, you suck.
Yeah, I do suck at it.
I like the interaction with Casey and Don calling each other names and shit through this whole process.
Yeah, busting each other's balls.
Yeah.
Having a discussion about Gilligan's Island, you know, just being buddies, you know. It's just fun to see Don having that kind of interaction with Casey.
And it's
And
cool how we transition from the drawings that she's got to
what's really going on. Yeah. It's a great transition piece. Like she's drawing things that she's seeing on a daily basis. And just all this, no dialogue, except when she says he'll be okay, and that's it. All this is done through just proper camera work, and the actors really selling it. The stuntmen in the suits. I mean, look at that. I mean, really trying to be as sincere as they possibly can. That's why I hate it. Some douchebag wants to put together a video. Look at all these like goofs in the Ninja Turtles 1990 film. Aren't they funny and witty for pointing out all this shit?
She was also only 21 here.
Really? That I didn't know because she looks so much more mature.
Yeah, she's only 50.
Oh, by God, man! I've experienced with older women quite a few times. Well, I think I'll just have to see if she gets her car fixed. I'll show up in a tank top with eating an apple and say, "Lead the way, toots." That's what I want to do.
She is divorced. You got a shot, man.
Oh my God, man!
You got a shot.
I got a shot. I'll say, "I ain't Mr. Fix It, Judith." Babe, sweet cakes. Ah, princess. I know exactly what I'm going to say to her. I'm going to get thrown out within seconds. It's going to be great. Yeah. This is going to be me and Judith.
That's weird, though. That, most of these guys are around the same ages. I mean, it's not, but it is. She doesn't. She looks way older than 21 right there.
Yeah, but she looks like dynamite now, man.
It's almost like that wasn't expected to happen too with his
like
reaction.
Just play it. And here's a good emotional moment between Leo and Raph. Yeah, this would have been me and Nathan. You're like, get a grip, will you, Tyler? Chill out, man. Yeah, this would be me.
Yeah.
Nathan wants some food. And Nathan trying to play it down.
Joe already ate it all, though.
Yeah, Joe's downstairs eating pork rinds.
Yeah, I actually need to go to the post office and get a box, a flat rate box, for the cookies that Emily made. That I'm gonna mail to Joe that he's so excited about.
I'm sure that's the one thing Joe's like. I keep checking my mailbox every day.
Yeah. He's already messaged me earlier. Hey, when are you gonna be streaming? Tyler can tell you. Tyler and I hung out last night, and Joe was just like bugging the piss out of me.
Joe's like, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting on that streaming there, Nathan.
Maybe he'll pop in.
Yeah.
Fully expect to. And I like this a lot. If you guys can see above me right here, I have a poster of one of the main shots coming up where they're just out there in the field. Yeah. It's totally badass.
Yeah, this little bit of a montage of them getting back together and training. And seeing Mikey in the barn boxing, hitting on the bag. And I like this sequence here of Shredder and Tatsu talking about the Turtles and how things are going.
Does that box right there say Archie on
Archie Comics, yeah, because that's who was doing the Turtle comics at the time.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. A nice little throw in or little nod. Just seeing Shredder and Tatsu observing the day-to-day operation, but talking about other business as well. Like it's a good sequence.
Once again, I reiterate, it's nice that it's just small doses of Shredder. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to be in every other scene. You know.
I like this little sequence here coming up. Yeah, this is badass. Them just tagging each other, and one goes up against
farm
all
hat
three.
Don.
Yeah, which was it was used in a lot of promotional images. Wish would have got more of the sequence because there's more shots of like Leo sitting on the fence with Don hanging out. Like I know there's some deleted scenes you can find on YouTube, but according based on footage or pictures you can see, there's a lot more out there. I wish we'd get
using Leo's sword to chop some carrots.
It's just fun. Really
seeing the shoulder rubs right here. Oh yeah.
I'll see if I can offer Judith Hoag a shoulder rub when I get there too.
God, she's gonna turn you down so fast.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be there and I'll laugh and I'll laugh. He looks like he's kind of going down for some boob action, man.
He's getting deep down there. He's getting some chest action. Yeah.
There's Joe, just like, hey.
Yeah.
Got any food?
Yeah. that's classic Mike. Oh, right. Yeah, here's when he gets emotional here. The music really sells the sequence, too. Like, it's the entire package itself. But really a testament to all the guys in these outfits. I know Ernie Reyes is like Don in the action sequences in the suit. That's a cool shot of Splinter.
Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, not much else to do on the farm, but I like that they're trying to entertain themselves by playing Trivial Pursuit.
They are.
What are you doing?
They are ruining everything.
Yep. But I really got to go in and like, no, guys, I'm telling the truth. I know. And of course, Nathan would be the one. You drag me out here for nothing, Tyler. And then Joe's sitting there. No, this is Joe. Joe's playing Don and Mikey here with the marshmallows. Yeah, that's Joe. He came prepared. Like all this, all their mannerisms, all their facial gestures, all of this. And the lighting. This is definitely the most emotional scene of the movie. And it was uplifting as a kid when you see this to know that, the turtles are reassured that Splinter is alive. Like that, even though he's alive, but for the turtles to know it was a powerful moment for me as a kid.
Well,
it's something that it's I don't watch a lot of current kids films, because most of them come off as like just cheap garbage. Not all of them are, I know, but I feel like movies in general like lack a lot of this emotional content that really just, it's short, it's sweet, but God, does it really just hammer home what the turtles are going through? It's like all their emotion comes pouring out after this meditation sequence. Like everything they've been going through, just like all the emotion, the tears.
Well, I mean,
you see
it's
Mikey's
also
crying already. You see that already. Like Mikey's already crying before Splinter's done.
Well, and it also establishes too. It's like he's not going to be around forever either.
Yeah.
That almost seemed like a final speech, like a goodbye message. You know,
like boys, I'm alive, and it's a great appreciation that they're teenagers and young and don't know everything, but it's a wake up call to them that how much they love him and appreciate what he's done for them. That's a cool shot of the farm.
Yeah, we get a lot of that around here. If you drive around early enough, like in the spring, you
can find me and Nathan out training, fighting each other in the fields.
yeah, that's it.
Here comes this kick-ass shot.
Yep, right there. Get the kick-ass music.
Yes. Oh, so pumped. I'm ready to go back to the gym now.
Have you already gone to the gym today?
I've already gone today, but man, I'm ready to go again now.
Then you'll be tired and wore out. You got to conserve your energy for the rest of your day, man. I know you got a lot planned.
I do have a lot planned. I'm all pumped and ready for it.
He gets all stoked. It's like, oh, wait, no. We're going to the sewer.
Which, when you watch the sewers in these films, it doesn't look like it'd be that bad, but they don't hammer in like all the, piss and poop stains and skid marks you're going to see. It makes the sewer a little bit more tolerable. Because as a kid, you're like, this is no big deal. I could go down there and hang out with the turtles.
That's me wanting to just rush into everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and me trying to talk Nathan off the ledge from going in, fist first.
Yeah. Dumbass.
Your father's gonna have kittens. I've used that reference before, and people don't know what the hell I'm talking about when I say that. I know Casey's like, what? We're gonna stay down here? Wait. I like how like Casey thinks he's calling him gay. Never looked at another guy before. Like I mean, that's to put that.
Donatello laughing at us like, you idiot.
Yeah, a testament to Corey Feldman. He does a great job with Donnie. He really does.
It's a shame you didn't really get much of an opportunity to get anything out of him when you talked to him.
Yeah.
That poster's signed by him, right?
Yeah, right here where he clearly ignored writing Turtle Power. He just wrote, I don't know what the hell he wrote, but it wasn't what I asked. And that was on both that and my Burbs poster.
I remember you came up to me and he's like, he didn't even sign it right, and I just busted out laughing.
Yeah, I paid the guy $80 for 2 autographs, and I got. But I will say this: I did get if you don't know, and I don't know how public he is about it, but I did ask him why he was in Turtles 2, and he said it was because of Vanilla Ice. Yeah, that was all he said. So apparently he hated Vanilla Ice.
All right, I'm not. If Vanilla Ice is in this, I want no part.
Yeah.
Ugh, anchovies. Ugh. Yeah. Now, there is one thing that I'm quasi-picky about when it comes to my pizza. I don't like mushrooms on my pizza.
Oh, no. And I've made the mistake of biting into a pizza that had it in there and no one told me about it. Oh, man, I about threw up.
Well, it's like peppers, olives. I'm all right with all that. But mushrooms, I can't do. There's just something. There's something about the texture to it and the taste. It just kind of tastes like bitter, but almost at the same time like nothing. But it's just too chewy. I don't like mushrooms. I don't like the smell. I don't like the smell of them either when like they are getting cooked. Emily loves it, and I was just like, nah, I don't.
Like, I'm strictly a chicken and beef guy on my pizza.
I'm not. Other than mushrooms, I'm not too picky.
I used to love pepperoni, but for years it was either just cheese pizza or pepperoni pizza.
Oh yeah, you're one of those weird guys, the cheese pizza kids.
That was me as a kid, but then when I saw Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, when he eat plain cheese, like he likes cheese pizza just like me.
So yeah, but we ate it all.
Yeah, get a plate.
I mean, cheese pizza's fine. But I'm just saying, like, I don't see how people can just eat nothing but cheese pizza.
I don't know, like a plain cheese pizza from either Pizza Hut, Domino's, Little Caesars. It was wonderful to me.
But yeah, give me tomato and spinach. I'll eat that too. Ugh. I'm all over the place with my pizzas, man. Like chicken and hot sauce. Hey, give me one that's the veggie pizza. Give me like just pepperoni, or not pepperoni, peppers and a variety of cheeses.
Meat lovers pizza like ham and hamburger and pepperoni.
Yeah, I love those too.
That's good.
Yeah, just no mushrooms. No mushrooms. Ugh. I wish I could make out the rest of those arcade machines.
Yeah, I've tried to glance at them over the years.
But I'm sure that it's done on purpose.
Yeah. And I don't think it's like in RoboCop 2, like all the arcade games and that were all Data East games. Whereas this, I don't think there's a common thread amongst the games, like by a certain company.
Oh, yeah, we do get a little bit closer to some. Yeah, you still can't really make
almost thought one of them was Bad Dudes, I thought. We need a Splinter from NECA too.
Yeah. And a Casey Jones. Give me that Danny figure, man.
If Danny was a pack, like what I'll take anything from this movie you throw it at me, I'll buy it. Give me a Tatsu, Don with the farmer's hat. I'm surprised they didn't throw that in with Donnie.
So now we finally get the background of what happened.
Yeah.
In regards to this, which is also very dark as a kid seeing this for the first time.
And it was different from the cartoon because I was, I followed the cartoon origin, and to see that Splinter was actually a rat that learned from Hamato Yoshi. But I bought it. Like, I didn't see this. Oh, this is not the cartoon. I wasn't one of those brat kids who pissed on the live action He-Man movie, right, Joe? I was like, okay, this is great. I welcome this as well, because that's who I am. I'm an all-encompassing. I am Leonardo. I am all accepting, no matter how grumpy I am.
I can't believe you just blatantly lied to everybody on this commentary.
I did nothing of the kind. Yeah, seeing a woman killed like that too, like dead. She looks like she's mutilated.
Yeah, we got someone new in the chat. I can't really make out what your name is there, though, but thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Spread the word. We appreciate you. People taking time to join us today.
Yeah, day after Christmas. I think I'm going to venture out and, maybe try, just shop a little bit. I'm sure I'll get down there and regret it instantly. But
yeah, because all the shells will be completely blown out.
Yeah.
I like that shot of baby Splinter holding on to Hamato's hand.
Yeah.
Like, that's another emotional moment. That you wear his symbol upon your brow. If that ain't a moment of revelation, I don't know what is. Like Technotronics music playing here. Spin that wheel.
Yeah, God, I listen to soundtrack so much. It was this and Dick Tracy soundtrack.
Just soundtracks, man.
Just on repeat. Dick Tracy, that will also be a movie that we'll cover on here.
Yeah, that'll be a Caves and Commentaries commentary as well.
Maybe during this break.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Why not? We got time. I like when Danny jumped at the sound of Shredder's voice. Like, it looked pretty authentic. Like,
yeah.
He wasn't.
I mean, shit, wouldn't you be?
Hell yeah.
Maybe you know what? Maybe one day we will get another Turtles film
that's worth a damn.
Yeah, and similar of tone and everything.
I mean, the 2007 film has some of the best turtle moments. Overall, it's not memorable, but it has some of the best turtle moments, though. With Mako playing the voice of Splinter, you got the epic rooftop fight with Leo and Raph in the rain.
Yeah, where Raph wins. It's great.
No, he only wins because Leo is holding back.
Nah.
After Leo kicks his ass in the suit and then realizes it's a brother.
No.
You're not going to buy that because that means I'm right. I remember as a kid, too, because we're used to foot soldiers in the cartoon being robots. So when I saw this, they're not robots, but I thought it still was really cool. Like, it didn't feel like it's.
I think it works. I think it works out cooler that way. Honestly, it's like Shredder's coming here. He's infiltrated. He's getting these kids and teens to join up as new recruits because they're very impressionable.
And I had an idea as a kid too, because I had because I love movies so much. I kind of felt like, okay, maybe it was a money thing. Like, they couldn't afford robots, so they got ninjas. So to me, it was great. As before, I actually knew the origins of the comic, which were actually ninjas. Like, the Foot Clan were actual human beings that became ninjas. So it just shows you the level of authenticity for this film too, that they really did their homework on those original comic books by Eastman and Laird.
I think we got another new person, Armin Gaming. Welcome.
Holy hell, man!
Welcome to the live chat.
That's Nathan. He's at work. Like, I wish there was more to do here, man. Just knocked everything out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You get the work done, and then you can just be bored.
Yeah.
But the aggression that we just saw there in Donnie's face, ready to fight like that, props again to Jim Henson's crew just for the animatronics and what they did.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And Elias does a great job here, too. Like, what the hell? It really is a rat. All right. And just, on Casey Jones, I'm a friend. And how depleted Splinter looks. Like, just selling just how exhausted he is.
Well, I mean, he's been hanging up there for days now, maybe even a week.
I'd say probably a lot longer than that. I like this action sequence with the Turtles and the Foot Clan. Just beating the hell out of them.
Do you know how much these suits weighed at all?
I know they weren't lightweight suits. I do know that. I don't know the exact weight or anything, but
I
it's
know
a
they got
real
pretty exhausted in them. They were
yes, because
pretty hot. I
they
know
are
that much.
there's no air conditioning. There's nothing, they have to take the mask off, which has got the animatronics in it as well. So
Yeah.
God, it's so funny. I mean, and even he's, it's Elias is making it funny, even though the scene is not supposed to be funny. Him. I almost wondered if Elias just turned around and just mocked Tatsu on set, and they just, did it, like just kept the cameras rolling. It seemed like such an improv moment. And like, oh, he's got a golf club. I was pumped when I saw that.
Sam Rockwell doesn't know what to make of it.
Yeah. What are you doing standing there for? Let's get him. Never call golf a dull game again. So we just quote the hell out of this movie. Yeah, all the skateboarding had to been very difficult.
Unless they found a way to sort of like harness him on there a little bit for some of these shots.
Yeah.
But even still.
And to have all the choreography of like taking up foot soldiers while you're riding it. I mean, that's.
I like how he's not doing shit. He's just trying to throw other people in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
I'm sure for a lot of them too, like these kids are not allowed back there, so to actually see a live talking rat. I'm sure there were rumors around like, hey, Shredder's got like this giant rat locked up.
Yeah.
So I'm sure this is just a big awakening for all these kids. I mean, aside from the fact they do follow them outside up to the upper levels or to the streets, and they hear about the fight going on the rooftop, but.
That blonde kid with the mullet doesn't know what to make of anything.
It'd have been so much fun to work with that puppet to help sell that Splinter's just beaten and broken down. No nourishment, probably no water, nothing.
I want to say, I forgot to mention this too when they did we were at the farmhouse, but most of that stuff was filmed in Wilmington, North Carolina, correct?
Yeah, North Carolina, yep. Sure was. Which, you know what? We may have to take like a nice little sojourn to Wilmington, North Carolina. You and I do like a recording, and Emily can fall asleep in every scene that we're like, right here is where they were reenacted the training sequence here. And as you can see, Emily's not impressed by anything we're talking about right now. And you could walk around with like a farmer's hat on the whole time. That'd be great.
There's so much stuff that was filmed in North Carolina now that I think about it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's definitely a much more less expensive location to shoot on. Taxes are probably not that heavy either, and permits and things like that. All the other like the fine details of just trying to find a location to film on. But then again, too, this being an independent film too, they probably had to find like the cheapest location possible.
Yeah.
Not that they. I mean, it's definitely not a. It was a good budget, but for what you're seeing here, it wasn't done on a very high budget at all, which just made it all the more successful. But just that knowing that they worked with what they could, and Jim Henson's crew being so eager to make the best that they could, just shows you got people that care. You can make a great movie with not much. Just all this like fighting on the rooftops in New York. That's what you want to see. Here we go, by God. This is what we're building up to. Oh, I was so pumped to see this on the big screen. Donnie wiping the sweat off. Nah. Oh, man. Or this was in the trailer, the teaser, or the TV spot. So just having the neck of Shredder, like there's so much you can be able to do with him.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's going to be in the 1/6 scale, correct?
Yep.
So now you got, I mean, now it's almost like you have to get the other turtles in that scale as well.
You know what? I think you might be right because they look so great. So why not have them, all the same so they can all stare down Shredder at the same time? But you're really gonna have to have a big, like, I don't know where I would put all 5 on display unless I put them on the coffee table here. Put Shredder on one end and the Turtles on the other. Like I just want to give Splinter a big hug. Like he just looks so lovable. Reminds me of just a dog, just a dog you just want to hug on and pet. And this, oh God, this moment of revelation when Leo turns around, this guy knows where Splinter is. Yeah. Yes. Oh God. All charging at the same time. The music kicks into high gear. This is how you make a good superhero comic book film here, people. And they all get their ass kicked.
Yeah, that's kind of the fantastic part about that. I mean, it shows that even though Shredder has just been in here, this really establishes what kind of fighter he is and what he's built up to be. The only thing is, well, and we'll get into this here in roughly 5 minutes. It's so short.
Yeah,
it leaves you wanting more, which I guess is good. But
but it also shows the dominance of Splinter, like how dominant Shredder is that he just kicked all 4. I mean, Leo's the only one that went a little longer with him, but other than that, like he kicked all their asses and was ready to kill Leo. So it just establishes that Shredder will lose, but not in the way you think, and it leaves him his character built up. Like, oh, it's so cool.
And he actually got a hit in on him.
Yeah,
right there,
actually cuts Shredder. Yeah, but
it should have been Wrath that did that.
I knew you were going to say that, but that's why he's Leo. And I like this, like the lighting on Leo here, like his eyes just get squinted, like he's just this is Leo losing his temper. Shredder just relishing and like knowing that he's beat them so hard. Yeah, as a kid, I didn't appreciate, the fact that the Turtles don't beat him. I mean, Splinter does it, but it works so much better with the storytelling that the heroes, they win, but not in the traditional manner. It sets up that this fight will. I mean, obviously, when Shredder's put in the dump truck, it looks like he's dead, but that this will go on.
What?
You. This was a cool reveal to me as a kid. Like he takes his mask off, something you just didn't see much of, even in the cartoon.
Now, this was dubbed on Shredder's end of things, correct?
Yeah, that was not the actor's real voice.
Right,
yeah.
All right.
Man, just so quickly just took Shredder out. Which, I mean, you know what? I'm sure to see Splinter pissed off and ready to face him one-on-one like that. Yeah, I'm sure he's got a lot of pent-up rage right now where he could take out the Shredder so quickly. And based on this and beginning of part 2 where the dump truck's dumping stuff off, I used to think that this and the second film took place within the same night. but that clearly leaves it open for. I did think the Shredder was dead though when this film came out.
Yeah,
And I saw
same
he's
here.
dead.
Yeah, but of course they make a workaround
Yeah.
and bring it back for Secret of the Ooze, where we get Vanilla Ice and Kevin Nash as Super Shredder. Which
Yeah.
you know what, maybe that should be one that we should cover on here
I'm
at
fine
some
with
point.
covering it. I'm fine to take on Secret of the Ooze. It has its good moments, and I forgot what her name was, but the girl playing April in that. Good God, she's hot too, man. I just love all the grit of this, the street level sequence here. I mean, everything just looks so. I mean, it looks like classic, ghetto New York.
Here's that $10 I stole from you that one time. That was a 20. My bad.
Yeah, so maybe with interest. And it's good to see that he's not ready to beat his son. He's just glad he's all right here.
I mean, you probably should kick his ass.
Yeah.
No, it's just Dan. Call me Ice. Just call me Ice.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Here's Chief's turn. I'm here ready to kick ass and take some names here.
Surprised he's not wearing a hat.
Yeah. I was glad that they brought him back for a small part in the sequel. It's in a very quick amount of time ties up everything. Like, just shows you, you don't have to have a 2-3 hour movie to tell a good story, people.
Yeah, we're at like 84 minutes.
84 minutes, and this film is about ready to wrap up, and everything you need to know is being wrapped up or already been explained in less than an hour and a half. It's like there should be no excuse to feel like you got to make it a 3-hour movie to tell a long-winded gas bag comic book movie.
Yeah, I'm not wrong. I mean, why would Aquaman need to be 2.5 hours long?
What the hell? Yeah, no.
Feldman poses a question: did any of the writers from the cartoon work on the movie at all? Do you know?
Not that I'm aware of. No. I remember the voice actors thought they would be cast as the voices, but like Townsend Coleman has talked about, where there was talk like they thought they were going to be used, like him, Cam Clark, Rob Paulson, and the guy who plays Donnie's voice. They all thought they would be used, and they decided to go a different route. But I don't think anybody who worked on the cartoons, I think they may have consulted or something like that, but I really don't think they had much ties with the cartoon at all, other than throwing in some of the lighthearted moments.
Now we get this good ass song right here.
Yeah. Oh man, I listen to this when I work out a lot. Turtle Power. Hell yeah, man. That makes you want to go kick ass in the gym. I actually listened to it yesterday or Monday in the gym. Yeah, as a kid watching this on VHS too, like you just were waiting for the song to kick in because it's so epic.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah. I can't even hear the audio. I'm just getting chills because I know the moment it's kicking in. Oh, God. So cool.
Well, see, they had 9.95 playing there before this, but yeah, this is a good jam too.
Yeah, this is by far the best. Oh, so cool. And I actually like the movie edited version of Turtle Power better than the actual. There's a little bit. I mean, there's a little bit of a difference to it, I think. But God, it's just such a. They don't make movie tie-in songs like this. Really, I can't think of another song that tied into a movie. I mean, the like for like a children's film like this. That, I mean, to me, it's still kicks tons of ass.
Hey man, Men in Black, Will Smith. Boom. That's a good track.
I did like the soundtrack a lot, but I don't go back to that one. Hell, I even like the Wild Wild West soundtrack when it came out too. I was big on the Batman Forever soundtrack because that was my introduction to Seal. So Kiss from a Rose was a big deal. The summer of 94, 95.
Yeah, I remember dating this girl over the summer, and she broke up with me to go date some other guy because that's how it is at that age. And I had that, not the Batman soundtrack, but I actually had the Seal CD that had that song on it. I just remember being like a sad sack of shit, just sitting there on the front porch of my parents' house on the little swing, just listening to that song, just like being all sad. So
I did the same thing that summer because there was a girl that was going to Bible school at the time, and she was a real beautiful blonde girl from Canada. And I remember like had such a crush on her, and the movie had come out and the soundtrack was out, so I was listening to that song and thinking about this cute girl from Canada.
It's being sad. There was something about it, like
it makes you pine for a girl you can't have or something like that, but you got to go out and kick some ass, since you can't have her or something like that.
Yeah,
it was and the U2 song "Hold Me, Throw Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me." That's another kick-ass song on that soundtrack.
Yeah.
So,
oh man.
But that is our commentary for the live-action 1990 Turtles film. I hope everyone that's joined us live and who listened to this after the fact. I gotta say, I think we stuck to this more than anything we've ever talked about on any of the podcasts.
Well, I mean, we didn't have to worry about you bitching about Christopher Nolan films the entire time. So
yeah, it's I think it's
benefit from that.
Yeah, and it just, I guess, is a testament how much we truly love this film. We stuck to this film. We didn't venture off at all. Like I noticed that as we were going through, like, that was. I think we'll do the same thing with Dick Tracy and Secret of the Ooze. I was trying to think what others we could do too. That are kind of along these lines. I don't know. I'm sure we could take suggestions as well, but this is just. I hold this film. It's up there with Batman '89. It means a lot to me. This film really does, and it shows no signs of slowing down. Like. This movie has transcended nostalgia years ago. Like, because I just appreciate all the hard work and everything that we got in this film.
Does it freak you out that this is going to be 30 years old soon? It freaks me out a little bit.
And number-wise, but it feels like it was just yesterday. Yeah, it really doesn't, man. I mean, it just shows you how desolate the 2000s have been. Like, the 90s feels like it was just 10 years ago. It really does, because I feel like seeing this in theaters and seeing the sequels and going to Hills and getting the latest Turtle figures, watching it on weekday mornings. And
there has been a lot of there hasn't been, because 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, they all had their identities as a decade, and I feel like
the 2000s does not have an identity.
2000s on, it's just been a hodgepodge of different things, some good stuff, some terrible stuff.
Everything's being updated, so there's not a chance for things to come out and be like, wow, man, this has never been seen before.
Yeah.
People are lining up for the new iPhone, and it's just updates. Everything. The 2000s have been nothing but updates.
Now we're getting 9.95 on here now. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to just let this play through the entire thing. Usually when the credits hit, I'm like, I stop it. But
you know what? We've got I'm very proud of this commentary we've done. Like, I think we set out and did what we always say we're going to do, and we end up ranting and bitching about something that has nothing to do with what we're watching.
Yeah, I kind of pull you into that most of the time, so apologies. I think it's funny how they have to give a credit to the Tequila song, even though they just
barely in it.
Yeah, well, they changed the word to it too.
Yeah, they said ninjutsu instead of tequila,
but they still had to credit it in there. Yeah, you got to cover your ass, man.
Yeah, Aesop Fables, Tortoise Beats Harry. Yep. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot to ask Judith Hoag, about this. Of course, like any time when you have all the stuff lined up and you get up there and just become all Marvel.
Here we go. Filmed at North Carolina Film Studios, Wilmington, NC, and on location in North Carolina and New York City.
Yeah,
so
because it definitely has some authentic New York stuff. But that would be fun. We got to figure out how far Wilmington is from us, because North Carolina is just one state over. And who knows? Maybe we could do a nice trip out there to capture and just do a fun video. Like, here we are.
They have suggested that we should do a Capes and Commentaries on Turtle 3 just to complete the trilogy.
I'm not opposed to that.
I'm not either.
I mean, no, not at all. It's just not a film that I like to go back and revisit. It just doesn't hold up. But absolutely, if you guys want a Turtles 3, we'll give you Turtles 3.
Yep.
So there it is, people.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was a blast. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Whoever listens to this, let us know what you think. Did we do a good job? Do you feel like we don't know what the hell we're talking about and we're stupid?
We're too stupid and ugly to be on YouTube.
Yeah, we got a comment saying that. We didn't know who the guy was talking about.
I don't know. Well, that's the thing. I don't know if it's someone that actually knows us and is going under different guise, because you can see if you guys click on it. I want to say it was the first part. Well,
Cops. It was Cops.
It was episode 31, but I don't know if it was our first take of it or our second one. But yeah, they left that down below, and there's a little bit back and forth. But they ended up subscribing, and they were just like, I was like, I couldn't tell if you were messing around or whatever. But hey, I hope you enjoyed it. Whatever.
Yeah, and if you have your right to opinion, if you think we're stupid looking or whatever,
Yeah.
Who are we to tell you that you're wrong?
Yeah. So I guess in my spiel, our Podbean and iTunes listeners, I want to encourage you guys to hop over to YouTube so you can see our stupid, ugly faces, and hit subscribe and ring the bell so you get notified when we go live or when new videos get posted. Check out the other links down below. Check out Joe's Customs, buy his t-shirts, and check out Fans of Power, the He-Man and the Master of the Universe podcast hosted by Tyler Baker and Joe Amato. And I guess I'm becoming a fixture on there.
Yeah,
I'm part of the show.
In there too, because people expect you to be there now. So
I'm part of the show. So youtube.com/Beyond Retro or Beyond Rev Fans of Power podcast. Jesus. Hopefully here soon, these guys keep subscribing. I can just suggest youtube.com/Beyond Retro podcast.
Yeah.
We're getting there. We are getting there. But yeah, I appreciate everyone's eyes and ears on this commentary. It was a blast to do. We hope you enjoy. Leave a comment down below, like the video. Let us know your thoughts on this Ninja Turtles film, and maybe its sequels if you'd like.
Yeah,
which we'll hop around and cover.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and put those down too, and hopefully, since we're both on vacation right now, we hope we can squeeze out another commentary. Yeah,
definitely another full-length commentary. Definitely expect some smaller doses where we go back to the animated shows that we cover.
Yeah, we'll do more of that too. So we try to capitalize on our time off. So hopefully we can throw out a little bit more bang for your buck.
Yeah, and keep your eyes peeled for potential more episodes of the Beyond Retro podcast itself and Beyond Retro Arcade with me and hopefully Emily, depending how work goes for her. But yeah, Joe's probably going to bug the piss out of me. He wants me to play RoboCop versus Terminator on Sega Genesis. So we'll see. We'll see.
Then he's going to want you to play, Jurassic Park on Sega Genesis. Then he's going to want you to play Bases Loaded 3 on regular Nintendo.
I would play some Bases Loaded. The Jurassic Park games are just not that good.
No. It looked cool, but it was tough, and I didn't enjoy playing it when I could.
Yeah, I remember the Super Nintendo game being playable at the local Walmart, and I was playing around. I was like, this kind of sucks. It was like Peacekeepers, man. It just wouldn't hold my interest.
You shut the hell
poorly,
up,
and I mean the chat will agree with me on that one. Here going forward, I'll make sure to bring that a point. And I hope you guys appreciate Emily's Christmas gift to me that I left in the background, the Kurt Russell pillow. I got her the character here from Doom. We're gonna try to keep Kurt Russell hanging out, chilling back there with the pony and everything. Because I think it adds a nice touch to the show, how he's just sort of smiling, staring off to the side.
Yeah, it's Kurt Russell approved, this podcast and all the others we do.
Yeah.
We have the Russell seal of approval.
Yeah, I like how there's just a nice blend of different things in the background right here.
Yes.
It's not just a wall.
The most masculine of action heroes on a white pillow next to flowing little ponies.
Yeah. She always thinks of the funniest off-kilter gifts.
But I like that, though. It really needs to be in your all's bed, so that way when you guys go to bed, Kurt's there to greet you.
Yeah. Oh, man. So silly. But, we hope you guys enjoyed this, and we will see you probably fairly soon, I'd imagine.
Yeah, we'll spitball a time we're coming up in the next day or so.
Yeah, definitely sooner than later for sure.
Yeah.
But we hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys joining us in the live chat. That was a blast to have you guys here. And until next time, we'll see you later. Thanks, guys.